Hi, my name is Carly. I am the office and case manager here at the Roots Health Centers. A typical day at the Roots Health Centers looks a little bit different for me every single day. One thing that stays super consistent is just being able to really be a part of all of our practice members' experiences when they come in. Being able to track their progress, have conversations with them about their personal health goals, but also what's happening in their personal lives. So probably building relationships on a day-to-day basis. What I love most about working here is all of the personal relationships that I get to build. Being able to help others achieve their health goals is something that honestly I don't have words for how amazing it is to see people come in struggling, whether it's for their child's health, their own health, whether their quality of life has been diminishing because they're in pain or they're struggling with little things that society's writing off as normal and it's not. And being able to see light come back on. They get so excited to have joy back and to see their kids do better in school and build all these relationships. And so being a part of something that lets you see that is by far the best blessing I could ever have in a job. I remember being on the other side of this and looking for care for my daughter, and the feeling that I got when I walked into the Roots was so warm and welcoming. And so one of the goals that I have when every single person comes into this office is to give them that same experience, making sure that they're comfortable here by really listening to them, getting to know their kids, not just mom and dad, getting to play with them, making sure that they're comfortable before we sit down and we get into the harder conversations. One of the most common things that we hear after the first few visits of a new practice member coming into the Roots is, one, how warm and welcoming it is. They love that they actually were able to sit down and feel heard and seen. The other one is that they have hope again. And maybe they haven't seen anything super life-changing in the last two visits, but that little bit of hope that they got back is everything to them. Hi, my name is Carly. I'm the office and case manager here at the Roots Health Centers. A typical day for me looks a little bit different every single time that I come into the office. One thing that stays super consistent though is making sure that all of our practice members come in and get a very personalized experience. So sometimes I'm babysitting. I'm playing with kids. We're running around the office. We play hide and go seek with our little office mascot Augie. We have dance parties every now and then. It just depends on who's in and what the kiddo needs that day. Other days it's being able to sit down with a practice member and actually hear what's going on in their personal lives. Being able to support them and be a shoulder that they can cry on, because sometimes what's happening outside the office is so heavy and they just need a safe space to come into. Other days, it's focusing on the paperwork and the back office side of things, making sure that as an office we can run smoothly so that we can ensure that every person that comes in is getting the ultimate experience. The thing that I love most about working at the Roots is building the relationships. We see such a variety of seasons of life here in the office, from infants to the elderly, and being able to build a relationship with every single person that comes in and seeing their quality of life change is just the best thing ever. There's little things that people don't realize they're missing out on because society writes it off as normal, right? But just because it's common doesn't mean that it's normal. So those little aches, those little pains, the little frustrations or emotional dysregulations that are happening on a day-to-day basis, they can get better. And when you get to see families and practice members see those changes happen and their quality of life starts to improve, it's the best feeling in the world. I remember the first time I walked into the Roots Health Centers, I actually came in as a patient. I was looking for help for my eldest daughter, and the feeling that I got here versus other offices that I had tried just made the biggest difference. And so on a day-to-day basis, every new practice member that comes in, my goal is to make sure that they have that same feeling. And one of the ways that I can make sure that they do that is by taking a moment and actually getting personal with them before we have to dive into the heavy stuff. So talking to their kiddos when they come in, making sure the kids are comfortable, getting to actually listen to mom and validate her feelings so that she doesn't feel like it's just another office that's writing off what she feels is happening with her kid or her family. And just by taking those little moments and listening and being present for that person, I think it makes a world of a difference when you're at a doctor's office. I love what I do. Ooh, a lot of things make this office different than the average healthcare experience. We specialize in everything from wellness to prenatal pediatric care and all the way to neuropathy. And those are things that are so brushed off maybe in different environments. But one thing I can say for certain, again, coming in as a practice member before even working here, is the biggest difference is the actual care that goes into getting you and your family the help that you're looking for. You're not just another number, you're not just another insurance check. You matter. You come into the office and your family, and we will do everything that we can to make sure that whatever it is you're looking to achieve comes to life for you. I've seen so many families come in where their kiddos are on the borderline of getting kicked out of school, and after just a few phases of care, they're suddenly thriving in school. I've seen kids who haven't been able to sleep or are having a hard time potty training actually sleep and be able to potty train. And I've seen kids that have been nonverbal start to find their voice. And I get goosebumps talking about it because it's so cool to see things that families thought weren't possible come to life. Being able to help practice members who've been struggling with neuropathy is one of the most fascinating things. We have people that come in daily, miserable. They don't want to do this anymore. I've had people that can't tell the difference between the gas and the brake, or they can't even wear normal sneakers because their feet are killing them. And then I've had people who can't even go on a walk with their husband anymore, and it's starting to affect them on bigger scales. And being able to see them slowly start to do those things is so amazing. I know one of our practice members in particular, James, he couldn't put his feet on the floor for the longest time, and he was a contractor. So he actually ended up losing a lot of work, and that became a big stress for him. And when he sat down, I remember he was crying with me in the room, and then after just a few treatments, he came in, and I still don't know what this is, but he's like, I can do the butterfly and the Tootsie Roll. And I'm like, awesome, what is that? I don't know. Being able to see someone who was in tears come in smiling, laughing, and dancing, it's just so awesome. I think society really gets stuck in what red light is for anti-aging benefits and things of that nature, which is super awesome. I love being able to help someone come in and watch their confidence boost because they start to feel good, their skin feels tighter, they have a natural glow to them. But it's so much more than that because you're actually getting cellular benefits. And when they start to notice that, when their energy is picking up throughout the day and they're not getting tired at the same time, or they've noticed they can go do a really hard workout and their recovery isn't as bad. It's things like that make red light so exciting to get someone into. Just do it. You're thinking about coming in and you're like, I'm not sure if this is for me, just come in. Just sit down with our team, get a feel for the environment, for the people that you're gonna work with, because again, I've been there, I get it, but when you actually walk in, you'll feel right at home. So just do it. I think there's a lot of misconceptions and stigmas around the word chiropractic. I think right away people just assume twisting, popping, and cracking. They think about the horror stories or the crazy videos on TikTok where someone hits you with a bat and you're like, what is happening? But if you really think about it, it's about your nervous system. And your nervous system is what tells your body how to do everything. And so we don't need to have a large force or a large mass to make those changes. We just have to make sure that we remove interferences, and we'll get, yes, you feeling better, we'll get rid of those aches and pains, but chiropractic is about making sure you're functioning better. Your very first visit at the Roots, we want to make sure that you feel right at home and you feel seen and heard. So you will always get to come in. We'll give you a tour so you could get a feel for who we are, what we do, why we do it. And then we'll actually be able to sit down and start with a complimentary consultation. So you can share your story and make sure that you feel that our approach is a good fit for you. After that, any necessary x-rays, neurological exams, balance testing, anything like that that the doctor recommends would be taken care of. That way we could get you moving forward to getting back on track with your health. We utilize a lot of different technology here in the office, and I could nerd out about it all day, but at the end of the day, the coolest thing about it is everything that we're doing, we actually get to show you. So we have a state-of-the-art x-ray machine. We do thermal imaging to assess your circulation. We have a neurological assessment to assess any type of stress within the nervous system. And it's not just a report that's written up saying, hey, here's what's wrong, or here's what's going on. It's actually something that you get to see firsthand so that you can have a better understanding of what's going on in your body and feel more confident in any decision that you have to make for your health. I wish that more people understood the importance of their nervous system. I think that it's becoming a bit more trendy now where I feel dysregulated, or I'm going to regulate my nervous system and walk outside, and we're starting to pick up on what that is, but you still have to remove any type of interference. And so I think having a full understanding of what the spine is there for, which is to protect your nerve. Honestly, the Roots is the best thing that I've ever found for myself, for my kids, and not just in my personal life and my professional, but like on a spiritual level even. Being a part of a community at the Roots that cares so deeply about every person is so beautiful. And it's not just about the people that are coming in, but also the team. I don't know. I can do that again, sorry. We are located in the Lakewood Ranch area. However, we see people all the way from St. Pete, Northport, Sarasota, Bradenton, Myakka. So a drive's just an excuse. Everyone comes here. Here's super easy. We're actually right off the interstate, so you don't even have to go that far into town to get here. There's a ton of parking within the area as well, in the front and in the back. So you never have to feel too stressed about getting here at a good time. We live in an area full of a lot of younger families, which is honestly such a blessing because I think we have a lot of choices when it comes to our health, but the two main ones is you could be proactive or reactive. And so having a place that fosters wellness and prevention is so important, especially when we're parents talking about our kiddos, right? We don't want to wait until they're sick. We don't want to wait until we have to rush them to the doctor for antibiotics. We could be proactive and preventative with their health through chiropractic care. So at your very first visit, you get to come in and get a feel for our team, our office, who we are, what we do, why we do it. And then we get to sit down, have a full consultation to be able to understand your history, make sure you feel comfortable here with us. And then we get to move forward with the exam. So any type of testing recommended by the doctor, which can include any necessary x-rays, they're all taken care of here in the office. We don't have to send you anywhere. We make sure that it's a nice and convenient exam process for you. And then we will schedule an opportunity for you to come back in. At that second visit, that's where we actually get to sit down and show you your results. What did we find in your x-rays? What did your neurological testing show? And what is the doctor's best recommendation to help you get back on track with your health? Each person and case is different, but typically at that second appointment is when we get to present you with that first opportunity to get adjusted, once the doctors have had time to review all of your x-rays and make sure that it is safe to do so. We do work with insurances. We offer a complimentary benefits check at your very first appointment. So come that second visit, when we sit down to go over your recommendation, we'll be able to really dive into some of those financial and insurance related concerns and talk about what things look like for you moving forward. One of our biggest goals, outside of making sure you feel welcome, is to make sure that you get to leave a better advocate for your health. And one of the ways that we do that is by creating opportunities for you to come into the office for seminars and learn about what's going on, especially with neuropathy. So on a monthly basis, we hold seminars here in office where we get to dive into what's really going on with your body and how do we know that we can help reverse it. So each seminar is about 45 minutes or so. At the end of that, we do give you an opportunity to book an appointment here. At the end of the seminar, we want to be able to bless you, so we do present the opportunity to book a discounted exam so you could get all the information you need as to where you currently stand with your health. We get a lot of questions surrounding, well, how many adjustments will I need, or how long is care going to take for me to achieve that goal? And something that we really hold high here is setting realistic expectations. And the honest answer is I don't know how bad off you are, so I don't know how long it's going to take to get you better. I don't know exactly what's going on with your health, but that's why we do these initial exams, so we could find out, so that when we do sit down, we can very confidently answer those questions for you, so you feel confident with care moving forward. We also want to be sure that the whole family can be taken care of, and sometimes people get concerned of what that cost would look like, but here at The Roots, we do believe in family wellness, and so we do offer family plans to make sure that you and your whole household could get the care that you need. Shockwave therapy is one of the coolest technologies I've ever seen. We have a lot of practice members that come in, especially in the Florida area. The pickleball players, all of the athletes that we have, they come in and they're struggling, whether that's with tennis elbow, knee pain, rotator cuff issues. And it's amazing to see how quickly they get results. Within just 3 sessions, we typically see about a 50% improvement, and it's just by spending 8 minutes in a room. We see all seasons of life here in the office, so from babies who are just a day old to the office grandma who might be a little over 90. It's a lot of fun. We take care of moms, dads, siblings, and it's a fun time sitting here on a Monday morning when you see neighbors crossing paths or coworkers, because I always joke around, but it's really true. We don't just foster health here, we foster relationships, and you get to see that if you hang around long enough. We utilize an app called Sched here in the office to help our practice members manage their appointments, get checked in, and so that no matter what's going on at home, when life feels a little too busy, you can manage your schedule with just a click of a button. It's super easy. There's a little plus sign in the corner. You hit it, and you get to actually schedule your very own visit. We have a lot of flexibility as well, so if apps aren't your thing, then you can always reach out to us via phone call, and we're happy to help. On the app, there will also be a barcode, and that barcode will allow you to scan in up at the front, at the sign-in station, and then it'll automatically call you to your treatment room when it's ready for you.